Hi, everybody. Okay. So, my name is Natalie Collura. I'm 20 years old, a member of Phi Sigma Sigma, and I'm a sophomore here at St. John's. I'm so excited and honored to be here this year as the keynote speaker for Relay, my favorite event of the year. Before I start things off, I'd like to say a huge thank you to the Relay for Life committee for inviting me to share my story. Thank you so much for all you do. Without you all, this wouldn't be possible. I'd like to begin by saying that I'm also so grateful to be able to share my experience here with everyone. Oh my goodness, I'm so nervous, sorry. I'd like to begin by saying that I'm so grateful that I am able to share my experience with everyone here tonight. Without the amazing team of surgeons, doctors, and nurses, I would not be here in front of you. I'd also like to thank my parents for coming all the way to New York City to see me speak. I love you both so much, and I'm so grateful for everything that you've done for me. So, let's begin. I'm from a really small town in upstate New York named Corinth. There were only 94 kids in my graduating class, and everyone knew everyone. I grew up with the same kids I went to preschool with, and belonged to a tight-knit community of people who cared about one another, which greatly affected me when the most traumatic moment of my life occurred. At 10 years old, I was diagnosed with a stage 4 Wilms tumor, which is a rare form of kidney cancer. Only about 500 kids get it every year in the United States. December 14th, 2 days after my birthday, is a date that I'll never forget. I was at a friend's birthday party and I dropped to the ground in pain. It felt like somebody was stabbing me in the stomach with 1,000 knives. Eventually, the pain went away, and I specifically remember eating birthday cake, and the parents around me were just reassuring me that it was probably my appendix. At 10, I had no clue what an appendix was, but I went along with it and carried on with my day. A few days later, I was brought into the hospital for an x-ray of my stomach to make sure everything was okay. This was a turning point in my life that brought my whole 10 years of existence crashing to the ground. The doctor saw something, we didn't know what, but something, on my right kidney. They immediately scheduled a CAT scan and saw that I had a football-sized tumor that had taken my whole right kidney over. At 10 years old, I had no idea what cancer was or that I could possibly die from what was growing inside me. At 10 years old, I was just focused on being in the 4th grade in my Nintendo. Initially, after my diagnosis, I was referred to a surgeon who was going to take a small portion out of the tumor to test it and eventually see if the tumor could be removed. But my parents knew I didn't have that kind of time left. My mom and dad did research as quickly as they could and found that Memorial Sloan Kettering in Manhattan would be able to give me the best chance at saving my life. On January 14th, 2008, the day of my younger sister's birthday, I was in New York City for a 7-hour surgery while my parents waited anxiously out in the waiting room. My tumor was successfully removed by Dr. LaQualia and his amazing team. I know he probably won't see this, but on the off chance that you do, Dr. LaQualia, thank you for saving my life. Without you, I wouldn't be here today. After the surgery, I woke up to IVs coming out of me from everywhere, a feeding tube, and a morphine needle at my back. It felt like I had been hit by a truck and then backed over again. The pain was indescribable. After the surgery, I had to relearn to sit up because the muscles in my abdomen were completely torn from the surgery, as they had to cut across the entire thing to remove the tumor. I remember having to figure out how to walk again, and there were nights where I would struggle to make it to the front desk right outside my room, touch the counter, and then walk slowly back to my bed with my IV pole acting as a crutch for my frail and weak body. I remember many long nights and early mornings of pain medicine being given to me, being moved from room to room to get radiation therapy, and last but not least, chemotherapy. At only 10 years old, I went completely bald from my chemotherapy treatments, and I weighed only 48 pounds, which is about the weight of the average 5-year-old. For 6 months, I battled for my life, finishing the rest of my treatments at Albany Medical Center back upstate where I live. And on July 23rd, 2008, I was finally declared cancer-free. Though this is one of the happiest moments in my life, I would like to take a moment of silence for the friends that I lost. The friends that I lost. The friends that I lost while I was fighting my battle. Dylan, I'm doing this for you. At only 10 years old, I went through something that nobody should ever have to experience. But at 20 years old, I'm confidently able to say that I wouldn't change a thing about the way my life turned out. Yes, of course, it would have been amazing to have never had cancer, but cancer has given me so much more than it took from me. Cancer gave me my voice. It gave me the ability to stand up for myself when kids would pick on me for looking like a boy when I was bald. It gave me the strength to speak about my feelings, my needs, and my wants. I learned to never stay quiet about these things because you never know when the last time comes that you'll be able to say I love you to somebody. It gave me my voice of appreciation. I am bold, I'm strong, and I'm not afraid to say it. Cancer gave me the voice inside me to keep pushing forward and to always remember that life is worth living. It's not often that people get a second chance at life, and cancer gave me the eyes to see that. At 10 years old, I never realized that I might not make it to prom, or college, or my wedding day. But as I've gotten older, I've actually realized the severity of my situation and have become much more appreciative of the little things in life, even the negative things. I've learned to appreciate having to put gas in my car because that means I'm healthy enough to drive. I've learned to like the homework I'm given because it means I've been given the opportunity to have an amazing education. I've learned to appreciate the time it takes me to do my hair in the morning because I have hair now. Sometimes I reach up and just run my fingers through it and remember that I'm so thankful for this long brown mess because it's mine. This life is such a blessing, and it's such a joy to be able to wake up in the morning knowing that I made it another day. Cancer gave me purpose, and it changed my perspective on life. I can now live each day and realize the goodness in things. I can live each day knowing that I'm here and that I have to take full advantage of that, because I was almost not. Cancer gave me the ability to say yes. For example, when there are cookies in front of me, of course I'm gonna eat one because life is short and chocolate chip cookies are amazing. Cancer also pushed me to say yes in different ways. It pushed me to say yes to adventures and yes to challenges and yes to adversities as well. I've learned to say yes to the good and yes to the bad because that's a part of life and that's the part I want to live. So yes, I will dance like nobody's watching, and yes, I will belt out Adele like I am the best singer in the world. But yes, I will work harder in school because I got the second chance to do so. Yes, I will take on a new project because I know it will push me to be a better person. And yes, I will speak at Relay tonight even though I'm super nervous. Cancer truly pushed me out of my comfort zone. It taught me to have passion and love and drive. If you don't walk away with anything from my speech besides one thing, let it be this. If you want to tell somebody you love them, don't hesitate. If you're unhappy with your job and have a passion for something, follow it. If you want to change your life, then just take the first step and believe that you can. It might be hard to believe that a disease that almost killed me could have given me so much, but it's true. It took me a long time to get to this point of self-acceptance, and if we're being honest here in this intimate setting of about 1,000 people or so, I'm still working on it. There are hard days, and there are still times that remind me of the trauma that I went through. There are even days during the year that remind me of the time I spent in the hospital away from my friends and family. When I was younger, I resented the fact that I had cancer, and I never really liked to talk about it. But as I've gotten older, I've realized without it, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I wouldn't have the same sense of courage, love, and passion that I hold in my heart now. So yes, cancer took many things away from me, but it has given me so much. Thank you so much for listening to me, letting me share my story with you, and hopefully encouraging you to dance like nobody's watching, just like I will be. Thank you.